Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like for everyone that would please, and I'll yield my 3 minutes to it. Let's give our firefighters a standing applause. I think it is only fair as citizens of Dalton that we let them know that we're 100% behind you because we've got same issues and yours are in our hearts as well. And for my residents, again, I'm not going to address the dais. I'm going to address my residents. We all know how it goes. We put on a shit show, and that's the word for it, at Thornton Township because we argued amongst ourselves. The media is here. If we're going to give them something, we're going to give them a good show. Let's be calm. Let's be cool. Let's not give anybody a reason to disrupt this meeting, to call it. The only way we're going to get what we want and get to the point of anything is that we hold to it. This is our fight. This is our fight. We've been fighting it a long time, and it is going to end. But we've got to want it to end and end right. Again, to the firefighters, as a former civil servant, I applaud you. Thank you.
All right, who's next?
Good evening, residents and trustees. I stand here, this is my first time actually attending a meeting, and I'm a little thrown aback because I received my tax bill. My tax bill is 3 times what it was last installment. My alleys are messed up. I have garbage all over the place. I have a couple of abandoned houses on my block. My property value is down because of the fact of this. But my property tax go up 3 times. I'm not accepting that. I need to know what's going on. Why can't Dalton Ellis get proper road repair or houses being repaired? You say you did all of this. You have not done anything. Nothing for, I don't know what even side that is, but the Dobson Ellis Avenue. It's horrible over there. Trees are down, everything. But you say you beautifying the village? No. And my property taxes go up? I pay for this. I've been here for 30 years. This is the worst I've ever seen this village. I am appalled to even be a resident. You have your head down. You need to be looking up at what I'm saying. Because we are tired, not me, I'm tired of hearing Tiffany Henry did this, Tiffany Henry did this. I need to know where my money is going. I work every day. And you just gonna sit there and write like you don't even see me standing here. I have a problem with that. You say you're for the people, but how can you be for the people and you're not even looking at the people? I am a resident here in Dalton and of Thornton Township. And you need to be addressing us, not your attorney. You still haven't looked up. And I hope I stand here for 3 minutes and watch you not look at me. Because you best believe if I can get off on another Monday, baby, I'm going to be here with my big mouth saying the same exact thing. I need to know what's going on with the money in the village of Dalton. I'm like everybody else. Las Vegas trip, we need to know what happened there. I'm looking at you, Andrew Holmes. I need to know what happened. I need to know what's going on. Because if things are going like this, anybody could have this happen to them. And she's going to allow it. Because she's the mayor.
All right, that's your 3 minutes.
Oh, now you look up.
All right,
hey, how
who's
you doing?
next? Who's next?
Good evening. My name is Adam Fari. I'm the president of Dalton Fire Local 3766. I'm here today with fellow members of 3766 looking for answers. Since January of 2020, the village has chose not to settle a contract and refused to bargain with us. They have ignored all requests to reach an agreement and resolve the current situation going on within the fire department. After endorsing Mayor Henyard in 2021, she proceeded to replace our full-time deputy chief with a part-time deputy chief who contributed to her campaign fund. This is where the problems began. Local 3766 filed and won the grievance on a clear violation of our contract. What followed was a dysfunctional negotiation process, which leads us to inform the residents that we've been serving the village without a contract for 5 years. Currently, the village still refuses to negotiate, making progress extremely difficult and if not impossible. The second issue is our 457 accounts, which have been in litigation since 2022. This account is set up for individuals to invest their own money into a retirement fund. The money is withdrawn from the members' paychecks and is supposed to be sent to Nationwide. The village does not follow these steps and has no accountability of where the money is or if they've spent it. Once this was discovered, the administration was informed via email by the previous union president that these missing deposits can be considered theft of wages. They reacted by placing him on an administrative leave for inappropriate emails. To this date, we are still 9 to 10 deposits short. This shows lack of accountability and is an act of gross negligence. The third issue, health insurance. Health insurance is covered under the collective bargaining agreement, Article 14. The members of the fire department have run into several problems with our premiums not being met. This has led members and families' claims being denied, but also being sent to collections. This has been brought up to the village numerous times. All requests to date have been ignored. A grievance was filed and escalated to step 4. The fourth issue is our union dues. Per our collective bargaining agreement, Article 3, dues checks, the village is responsible for contributing union dues. We were missing 11 checks since 2023, $12,610. We received 3 unspecified checks. This can also be looked at as theft of wages. Keith Freeman's response to the step 3 process was, this is an issue on the trustees that they do not vote for the bills at from the warrant list at the board meetings. The newest issue is work comp. In the past, we've had multiple issues with work comp to where members have been hurt on the line of duty and their claims have not been filed properly, which led to multiple members being sent to collections. I know that the police department is dealing with similar issues. So my question is, do we have workman's comp insurance? The Dalton Fire Department is here to serve and protect the residents of the village of Dalton, and we do this with pride. We will continue to serve despite the fact our health insurance is not being paid, our retirement funds are being taken from us, and workers' compensation claims are not being handled properly. These are serious issues, and they need to be addressed and fixed immediately.
All right. Call the next person. Call the next person.
Next person to the mic, please.
I wrote it out. I didn't even get up here. Oh, okay. I thought she started it. All right. So I'm Be Calm today. Just wanted to address first the trustees and just thank you guys for the wonderful job you're doing. Mine is Stan and Andrew. Andrew, I don't even know why you're here. Stan, did you step down from the township yet? Because that's what you said you was going to do the last meeting. All right. So it's just ridiculous that we have a corrupt mayor and somebody that's just so evil and that just don't care about the residents. All of us hardworking, educated residents, and we have this to deal with. This is a shame. This is a sham. The fire department, they just came strong. Do we even have a benefit specialist for the village of Dalton? Like, that should be like the person that should be answering these questions is actually the benefit specialist for Dalton. I'm going to go a little bit off topic, but I feel bad for them because they're not getting what they're supposed to get. And we have HR, and HR should be in charge of benefits. Why is that not being paid? That's ridiculous. I guess that's the reason why she didn't hire me, because I was supposed to be her HR, but then she went with whoever else that's not up there to, I guess, defend what these people are talking about. Anyway, just gonna ignore her because she ignores everybody else. Let me just say that I'm not gonna be long. I do have an event coming up. Since I can't do much stuff in the township throughout Thornton, I have partnered with Robbins, the village that Keith Price stole $90,000 from. Remember that? Yeah. So I have partnered with them to do an event. It's a back to school event. It's at the end of August. I am taking wig donations. Tiffany, if you have any you want to donate, you can. I'm also taking school supplies as well as other things. If you guys want to reach out, my email address is survivorviv1@gmail.com. I am taking all donations that you guys can give. It's from back to school, it's for the children, and it's for the residents. It's definitely for patients that have cancer or that have went through radiation, something that, you know, she promised that she would do for people, but she's not going to do it. So I'm just going to try and do my best. And with the help of anybody that's able to help, I would definitely appreciate it. And I just wanted to speak on the murder that happened in Dalton that she still haven't addressed. It's ridiculous because the funeral is Friday and she haven't even said anything. We know Andrew Holmes is not going to get up and say anything because he's not us, excuse me, for us. But it was a murder that happened in Dalton. If anybody have any video footage on this street, please, please, please let us know because it happened June 13th
All right,
at 1
3
a.m.
minutes are up.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Because you want me to stop talking about a murder that you won't
Your
talk
3 minutes
about.
are up. Who's next?
Be respectful now.
Good evening, most everyone. Let me start. I've had an epiphany, and I wanted to apologize for a comment I made at the Thornton Township meeting that there was no disrespect to her daughter intended. However, I understand things can be misconstrued, misinterpreted. So I wanted to just set the record straight. It was a total compliment. It wasn't a diss, but I do apologize if it was taken that way. Tiffany, I didn't intend for it to be any kind of diss. The diss was directly toward you. So I just wanted to make that clear and apologize for anyone that misconstrued my intention. Having said that, Tiffany, why do you not care about other people's children? Long live Alexis Wilson. You never made a comment that was, with regard to the family and what they were going through. That in and of itself is a travesty. I mean, as a mayor, someone in your position to not even acknowledge such an egregious act from your department at the time. So I don't understand why there's such a distinction on caring about children. Then, also the, excuse me. Okay. Also the park district, to find the park district because they're trying to beautify the parks and make them safe for the children. What's the point or purpose in that? Who doesn't like a nice park? Who doesn't want to take their children to a nice, safe park with mulch? To give them fines like that, for your political agenda is just not right. It doesn't benefit the residents. It's not a good look. And I don't understand, why you continue to try to paint the park district in a bad light. You had a video, you were live after an event. I'm not even sure what your intention was, but it seems like it was to show the park district in a bad light. It looked like it was staged. There were bottles and just things left behind, which, I don't know the authenticity of that video. It looked staged, honestly, because I do think that the park district commissioner, really puts a lot into making sure that the parks stay up to par. So not sure why that is. Also, just want to speak to why you think it's okay to just run things the way that you want them to go. And anytime there's a problem, you allow your henchmen to attack. Even at the township meeting, when the trustees stand up for themselves, you basically let the vendors just unleash their war on the trustees for asking questions, for making sure that they follow the process. And it's just so unprofessional that you would subject, your colleagues to that when they are asking valid questions and making valid points.
Your 3 minutes
Thank you,
are up.
everyone. Have a great night.
All right, who's next?
Good evening, everyone, the four trustees, Madam Clerk, and my fantastic residents of the Village of Dalton. I have no more warnings. No more warnings. All we ask for is transparency when it comes to our tax dollars and proper protocol on how it's being spent. That's all we want. We have a right to know, along with the Board of Trustees, the Gestapo-style tactics that was displayed at my home on June 24th by a village employee will not be tolerated. It will not be tolerated. I will not tolerate it. I took that as a direct threat to do bodily harm to me, and I'm too old to get whoopings. I think the last one I had, I was 15. The employee stated, I have a recording of it, and it's not the first time she have stated it, and I quote, that she will quit her job right now. And then she proceeded to get out of her vehicle and come towards me. And like I said, I'm too old to get any type of whooping. She stated the same thing to Long Island Audit. That's also on video. That she might as well quit her job right now because she is going to get fired. Mr. Freeman, you might want to look into that. Because I know the mayor says she don't handle anything. And she passed a buck to you. But this is serious business. But before somebody get hurt, you might want to look into that for real. And I would appreciate if you look into what your employees are out here doing. Also, Mr. Moore, I am going to pray for you because 3 Deep came to my house that you called, and I didn't appreciate that. Bad look on my block because it wasn't warranted. So be careful of the things that you do. Okay? Because when it's all said and done, the God that I serve, He have the last say so on all of this. And you will reap, whether it's good or bad. And I'm included in that too. You will reap what you sow. You either can sow good oats or bad oats. Thank you.
That's your time.
Good evening. I'm the mother of Alexis Wilson, killed by Dalton Police, or should I say executed by Dalton Police within 1 minute of their arrival. 1 minute. That's all they gave her. 52 seconds, he's punching her with his flashlight in his hands, and 4 seconds later, she has 7 bullets. You and your officers put out a narrative that blamed it on my child. And to this day, I still have people that search me out to tell me that my daughter deserved what she got, that she deserved it. Because nobody's really looking at the video. They don't want the truth. They want to go with the narrative that the police put out. But those police were crooked. And so let's talk about those officers. Let's talk about Ryan Perez, right? Alexis was his 4th police-involved murder. He had killed 3 others before this. As a matter of fact, Dalton is at least $13 million in debt from the lawsuit, the $33.5 million lawsuit that Lacey and Perez were involved in. Yeah, that lawsuit was paid up. There's no money for that. They had $10 million in insurance. So she's still fighting that lawsuit, trying to come down on that amount, that $33.5 million. Lady, if your daughter was killed, your child was killed by police, there is no amount of money. What did you do about those officers? Why was he not sitting at a desk or sitting at home? Because she was number 4. If you would have did something about 1, 2, or 3, he wouldn't have been there that night, and my daughter would be here. So again, while you ignore me, while you look down, close your eyes and imagine it's your child. Okay, because it was mine. And what y'all did to my life, what y'all did to my life. She was only 19, unarmed, an entrepreneur. She was a good girl. But what did you say, Tiffany? I stand with my officers. They did do the right thing. And they took a criminal off the streets tonight. They have probably prevented other crimes that might have or could have or would have happened in the village of Dalton. But Tiffany, answer me this. What crime did she do that night? What crime did she commit that? What crime did she commit that night that deserved execution?
Get her.
Don't get her. I got this.
All right, call the next person. Call the next person.
Miss Wilson. Miss Wilson. Miss Wilson. I'm saying it. Sergeant Young is saying it. We're gonna conduct this meeting. Ma'am, I'm just standing up here. Okay. I'm acting today, but today we're gonna have a respectful meeting, just like Miss Yvonne said. Okay.
That was my niece, Cara Wilson. My name is Terry. Alexis Wilson was my great niece. I've been with my Cara for years now, and I was with Alexis for many years. Cara is a great example of a mother. Her compassion shows in what she does. She works at an autism center. She loves children. She has love in her heart. You know, I don't know why any of us are here for these things. This is so surreal. I have a question. Are people allowed to ask you a question? That's not like, is that policy? Is that why everybody just talks? And because I want some answers. I guess that ain't it though, huh? Well, Super Mayor, I want to know one thing. I've known some super people, okay? And you know, they were there for me. They gave me what I needed when I was down, when I was hurting. And when this woman's child was shot, why weren't you there for her? Why did you back the person that shot my great niece? I can't believe this world is coming to this. It's good and evil, and I think we can all see where evil is, right? Right. I will pray for you also. And that man over there, you need to stay away from my niece's house.
All right, call the next person.
I'm going to draw a quick analogy, especially after what I just heard again and what has been ignored once again by this administration. We're all familiar with that foul landfill on the Bishop Ford. The foul odor that comes out of that smells like a bed of roses compared to this administration. They are beyond foul. What they did with Alexis Wilson is just one of them. It's huge, don't get me wrong, but there are so many other things that need to be addressed with this administration. For instance, right now, the Attorney General has sent these people, not a cease and desist, but they're going to open an investigation into their violations of the Open Meetings Act. They ignored the first letter. They sent them a follow-up letter because I have copies of all that. And believe me, it will go further. So you all can ignore us. You all can whisper your little sweet nothings of whatever the hell you're doing up there. But you are not going to get away with all the garbage that you pulled. At Thornton Township, I know you don't want to be talking about Thornton Township, but you let one of your trustees talk about Thornton Township incessantly at every meeting. So I'm going to talk about what you did at Thornton Township. You have the gall to prance your behind in there an hour late and then cancel the meeting after we have been waiting and waiting. Cancel the meeting, reschedule it for Friday at 8 p.m., hoping everyone will show up. And again, it backfired on you. You're not nearly as smart as you think you are. Trust me, people see the garbage that you put out, and it's worse than a damn landfill. You got unqualified people in high places that you know need professionalism, but for some reason, well, we know the reason is because they're going to. I still got time left. You know they're going to do exactly what you want them to do. For instance, that meeting that you guys canceled, and then you sick your dogs on certain people in there, and then you put all those people up there to filibuster until you finally get your way. If I understand that happened tonight, you finally got your way at tonight's Thornton Township meeting. But I bet you won't run out of late for bingo. I bet you had your butt there on time for that. You're on time for your nail salon for your nail appointment when you come prancing in there 1 hour late. Actually, you sent Keith Freeman on that, didn't you? I thought you were afraid to face us that day. That was a really cowardly act. I know you hear me because you're near me. You dig? And this will not stop until you all pretend to be professional. And better yet, get the hell out of our village because we are sick of you people messing over us and treating us like dirt. You all are disgusting.
Good evening. I just wanted to say,
Okay, guys, you have to keep order. Everybody was quiet when everybody
I listened to
spoke.
what everybody else had to say. I want to say that I'm very proud of what I see going on here in the village of Dalton. When you look at the cleanliness of your community, and I wish that our side can look like that as well. I want to say that you guys got to continue to work together. That's the only how you're going to get things accomplished and done, is working together. Again, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for what you are doing in Dalton and in Thornton Township. We do appreciate that. And that's what I wanted to say. When you talk about monies that's coming back to the south suburbs, talking about $1 million, $500,000. And you were one of the two mayors. Hazel Crest Mayor brought back money to his community. Dalton brought back money to their community. Rich Township brought money back, and we have money in Thornton Township. So those leaders ought to be commended because we haven't seen that amount of money come to the south suburbs in years. So again, thank you for your job that you are doing to progress our area. I hope that everybody can come together and work together. That's the only how you're going to get things done. You got to work together. You got to set your differences aside. You have to set your differences aside and work on behalf of the people. So again, Thank you for what you're doing. And again, we have not seen this amount of money in the south suburbs in a long time. Thank you.
All right. Okay, you guys are out of order. All right, who's next?
Good evening, Mayor Tiffany, trustees, and the residents of Dalton. Sometimes I can't get into the meeting, but I see it on television. We are just demonstrating really, really good for the media. And I'm tired of it. I am tired of coming to a meeting where I can hear humiliation about the mayor. I'm tired of coming. We all supposed to be in Christ, but we talk like we don't have any love. We don't have any peace in our heart. And I know you guys are angry and there's issues to be solved, but check this out. Why don't we all try to work together and solve this? Trustees, mayor, residents, all of us, all we can do is just work together and try to figure this out. We can't figure this out if we're going to be angry all the time and we're going to accuse Tiffany of everything. The FBI is investigating her. Let her be investigated. And we don't have to worry about anything. Let's worry about getting together in Dalton as peaceful residents like we always have been. I've been in here over 20 years. Same thing went on with Mayor Rogers. Same thing. It's just got to stop, you guys. We got to learn how to work together and live together. Don't we want Dalton to move forward? Dalton can't move forward if all of us want to be angry all the time and disagreeing and can't agree on anything. We have to learn how to agree to disagree. If we don't, we're not going anywhere. Let her bring the funds in. If she's misusing them, let her be investigated and they say, hey, whatever they have to do to her. But we're not getting anywhere coming in here disrespecting her as the mayor. And it's all over television. And it's all over television. I just want you all to know we need peace. We need peace. We need peace. We need peace in Dalton. You understand? We need peace. We're not going to get anything done if we don't get any peace. That's okay if she look at me. I'm a resident of Dalton and I love Dalton. I love Dalton. I just want all of you guys to know we need peace. We need to work together in Dalton. Whatever Tiffany has done, let the law deal with it and we can move on with our lives. You know, I'm not going anywhere. I'm too old to move and find another home, but I do want to live in a safe neighborhood. I do want to live where I can have peace and walk out of my house. You understand that? You know, I didn't come to be your enemy. I didn't come to be anybody's friend. I came representing myself and my home in Dalton. Thank you all very much.
All right, anybody else?
No.
Anyone else after that? That's it? All right, that's the end of public comment. Who else? You got one more, is that it? Renee?
This is crazy. Testing. Basically, on May 8th, 2021, history was made, and you became the first Black female mayor inaugurated into office in Dalton. It's as with a Dalton forward with a platform for change and an intent on moving Dalton forward. Instead, this administration has made Dalton the concern of the nation, if not the world, with a future full of uncertainties. In 2023, this high honor of yours, Mayor Henyard, became a public spectacle as you decided, at the behest of the men you choose to be surrounding yourself with, men who understand criminality and not good government. You came to handle the people's business dressed as Nino Brown, a movie crime boss, and in turn gained the attention of the media in a way Dalton never deserved. Instead of highlighting the historic achievement that God gave you, you literally are going to, and to be the beacon of hope, especially to Black women and Black girls. This administration has been nothing short of an example of everything not to do. And you have hijacked the constituents' procession to progress. In our investigation of the INA, and this is my Lori-like report, our findings are becoming more clear as the days progress. We find this administration to be self-serving, like the $1.2 million Just Ice rink, and not the gem of a fountain, or not repairing the gem of a fountain at the heart of the village, and you did it without board approval. Enriching through charities and real estate ventures and kickbacks, negligent at the continuous hiring of unqualified henchmen that are weaponized in government at your beck and call, complicit, not pressing your department to solve vital cases, and your political allies to address allegations as egregious even as sexual assault. Retaliatory, considering the amount of those seeking civil litigation as a legal remedy, and oppressive, for example, not even being able to conduct a meeting where people are not in a hostile environment giving public comment for where they live. As the mayor, we found you to be derelict in your duties, and you delegate funds inappropriately, not at the best interest of the residents, but at yourself, leaving the people of this community wanting for better. And your leading has caused the concerns of your constituents to think burdens and tax repercussions. In close, your police are trying to kick me out for fake restraining orders that no one has. However, it's really simple. You have lost the confidence of your residents.
Your 3 minutes are
I
up.
just residents that are in agreement to stand and give this mayor your back.
3 minutes are up. Your 3 minutes are up. Y'all do everything for clickbait. All right, anybody else? Who else? All right, Renee, you have the mic. All right, Renee, you have the mic.
Renee. Ladies first.
Who is Renee? Okay, go ahead. Now you have the floor.
First of all, I feel that the people who have been speaking up till now have been doing an eloquent job of it. I did not put my name on a list to speak. However, I was told I had to put my name on a list to be in this building. But since you have called me out, I'm going to call you out. You're disrespectful. It's disheartening to see you. You have turned our whole community into, I don't want to use that word, let's say a circus. And the circus come to town, the clowns come out, and I'm looking at you guys, and I don't appreciate it. And I don't appreciate how you sit there and disrespect people and don't even give them the courtesy of looking them in the eye. I'm looking at you. If they don't agree with you, you don't look, you're disrespectful. And it's sad. It's really sad. And I'm sorry that our village has come to this. And like I said, I have nothing prepared because my name was on a different list. But you want to call me out, let's do it. I don't understand why our I don't understand that, and I don't appreciate that. Your house probably not even in Dalton. So when the fire come and the whole town burned down, you really don't give a damn. Anytime you treat the firefighters that way, it's deplorable. And like I say, I don't have anything planned to say because everybody else does it so eloquently. But it is what it is.
Armando.
All right, anyone else? Who?
Okay.
You guys are out of order. Go ahead.
All right.
Hi, sorry guys, I'm nervous. I usually don't speak at anything. And I gave everybody a chance to speak and say their piece. So I hope to have the same. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I have nothing against anyone on the board, not the administration, the clerk, or the mayor. I go by Burgundy Blue. I have counsel in the chat for doxing. So if you guys want to drop my name, that's doxing as well. So this is being recorded. I'm the creator of Burgundy Blue Commentary. I'm also a Dalton resident channel on YouTube. I've been covering the happenings in Dalton It's February 2024. I stuck my toe out there because I thought it was just one-sided, and I wanted to, as a resident of this town for 38 years, throughout the years, I have always been a strong supporter of my community, and I've actively worked for the betterment of our village. I even worked for the village myself. My focus has always been presenting a comprehensive view of Dalton, especially history, showcasing all sides of our hometown through the ride-alongs and exploring. However, in April and May, I encountered harassment from an individual who came to investigate the mayor and Andrew Holmes. The person claimed to have received a call to come into Dalton from residents, elected officials, and law enforcement, which initially seemed innocent, since they are the very people tasked with safeguarding our community, right? This is all because I would not stop communicating online with a content creator that most of the board and lots of residents use his platform to address their concerns as well freely. His logo was even worn by an elected official. When the media or opinions could not be controlled, he became a target, and then because I did not fall in line with the narrative. I did not attend a week called Hell Week, and that's when my life became hell. In an attempt to address this issue,
All right, give her time, give her time.
in an attempt to address this issue, I met with Trustee
Hey,
Jason
be
House.
quiet.
To address this issue, I met with Trustee Jason House and former Trustee Ed Steve over breakfast, accompanied by a witness. To share my concern, Trustee Jason House assured me that things will be taken care of within 48 hours. Sadly, he could not help me, and those 48 hours turned into a nightmare when I received a notice of impending action from the same advocate who's been here to save us. My privacy was violated as my personal information and business were maliciously targeted. A lot of y'all are in that group that did it, and I was subject to public humiliation and threats towards my family and associates simply because I chose not to conform. I quote I watched the entire village watch this advocate say he was going to make sure I was penniless. Okay. So I'm just asking that we work together, and I'm asking for your help. Thank
Hey,
you.
quiet down, quiet down. Order, quiet down. Quiet down.
Okay, who else is it? Is there anybody else? Okay.
Madam Mayor, my name is Armando Grundy Gomez, and I want to address something a little bit different, and I want to bring a little bit different of an energy, and I want to talk to process. I talk common institutions, systems, actions, and behaviors, and not individuals. And I want to talk about what leadership is. Leadership is not talking about I, my, or me. Leadership is we talk about we talk about how we are leaders, and we talk about how we love. We talk about we're about this faith and that faith, and we talk about we're identifying as Christians, and that we say we love. But if the good book that you read and the God that you serve, it says, judge the fruits of the Spirit. I cast my pearls not upon swine. What I want to say to you is that it is interesting that I can be in one place in Washington, D.C., and every first and third Wednesday, I watch you all, and you're the best entertainment on YouTube. I love watching my brother Jedediah. Love him. Love watching Long Island Audits. Love Brother Jason House. Never met the man. Love Sister Kiana Belcher. Love that beautiful sister Allison Key. We have beautiful Black people in this room, and yet anti-Blackness is all in here. And the only thing we can say to one another, you Black, you Black. Isn't that interesting? You say that you love, you're a Black woman, or we're young, or we're this, or we're that. I, my, and me are words that do not agree. I don't have to sit up here and do a poem, but I do want to say that I want to encourage each and every one of you to dig deep and find the best part of yourselves. And instead of all of this, you say that all of us came out, we have a mother, we had a father. And when you sit there and talk to the most vulnerable amongst you or your elders, what does that say about you as a leader? What, I'm a leader because you have 4 or 5 pictures, or you hired this person or that person, or you knocked somebody's picture off the wall? That makes you a leader? Come on. I'm not here to attack the mayor. That's been done enough. I don't want to do that. She doesn't know me, and I've never met this woman. I don't know any of you all. But what I do want to say is it makes us look like Black people, like we can't govern, and that's just not true. I come to where I see Black people all over this country that are doing big things. And when I see people like my brother Jedediah, brother Jason House, and we have intelligent Black people in this room, and the best thing that we can do is devolve. Is that what we're doing? I'm going to ask each of you all to dig deep, whether it be the trustee, the Browns and the Belchers, all of us. I'm not going to ask you to come together. I'm going to ask you to elevate. I'm going to ask all of us to get beyond this clickety clackety yickety yakety. The real enemies are in Washington, D.C., and they're coming in November. So whether it's you're a Republican, you ain't getting nothing as a Black person. And if you're a Democrat, you ain't getting nothing as a Black person. Hate to tell you, and I live there. So let me just tell you, I'm asking each and every one of you up there, love all of you. It is time to elevate as leaders. Stop this performative nonsense and elevate. Y'all can stay angry. I'm not going to get involved there. I just want to ask you to elevate. I see some beautiful Black people in this room, and accountability is for everybody. Have a good night.
That's it. All right, that ends public comment. Next on the agenda is general announcement. Are there any general announcements?
I'll go first.
Any general announcements?
Yes, I said
All
I'll
right,
go first.
Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. I want to say that I listened to all of the residents speak today. And I know that the goal is to work together, right? I truly believe in the old adage. You want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. The issue is that we have a mayor and administration that thinks this is a dictatorship, and it's not. This is not Russian. We do not have Putin up here. This is a democracy. And that's what I need everyone, the residents, to realize. We have residents that call me and said, hey, I received the $500 grass cutting fine. My job as a trustee is to work for the residents. So when I hear someone say that and that's a concern, it's my job to make sure that it's added to the agenda so that we can discuss it, because a problem for a resident is a problem for all of us. I have a senior who called me and say, hey, I have a pit bull in my backyard. It's been there for days. I want to know if you all have animal control. I take that as a concern. My job is to add it to the agenda so that we can have discussion, because we all have questions. These are the things that we really come here to discuss. Residents and concerns. This is how we have a better community. But yet, the administration don't even put our items on the agenda, and people wonder why we have a hard time working together. Something as simple as trying to add an agenda item so that we could discuss it for the residents. That's insane. So I'm going to leave it there, because on a positive note, I understand that we're all better together. So I want to thank you all the residents, all the support, all the love, everyone who came out for our 3rd annual family skate night. It was a great time, guys. This one was a little bit different because it was all around the world, and I like that. So we had support from everywhere. I'd like to thank everyone who came out for our family night at the Chicago Sky Game. It was pleasant seeing the children watch their favorite basketball idols. I mean, I love me some Angel Reese myself. So it was a great game. And I want to thank Chicago Sky for the tickets. I'm having a trunk party initiative. So Dalton residents, I'm looking for you all. If you know someone, or if you're having a trunk party this summer, please contact me. I'd love to stop by and show some support. I truly believe that it takes a village. So contact me. My phone number is 708-968-4297, or feel free to email me at bnorwood@villageofdalton.org. Last but not least, residents, I heard you all. I heard your cries regarding the taxes. Join us on June the 11th, Thursday, July the 11th. I'm sorry, time flies when you're having fun. 6 o'clock to 8:30 p.m. We're going to discuss taxes. We're going to have our attorney come out and discuss the problem as to why the taxes are so high. And we're going to have our very own township tax assessor, Cassandra Hobart, so that she can come and actually assist the residents with appealing the taxes. So residents, come out. Make sure you can always find our updates on our Dalton YouTube, Dalton Trustee page, or our Facebook Dalton Trustee page. Again, I thank you all. If you are having a trunk party, contact me. For all the people that would like to sponsor, contact me. And I love you all. This too shall pass. Thank you.
All right, is there anyone else?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. First off, I would like to say we did a community initiative for a community garage sale with the Dalton Park District on Saturday, which was a great event, and hopefully we'll be able to do another one in September. It's all about working together. As Trustee Norwood said, we see what's going on, and we appreciate everyone that is helping and supporting us. What I can say at all of this foolishness is that it has brought the community together. And I say that because people that haven't even thought about politics come and watch, and it's not a show, but they're involved to see what's actually going on with their tax dollars. The sad part is we can't even get a business in here because of the fact of what's going on. No reputable business will want to come to our town because of the foolishness that's happening. I would address and say that please immediately following this meeting, remain in your seat because we have a special board meeting. Why we have a special board meeting? Because we sent agenda items in to be placed on this agenda as a regular meeting, which we have the ability to do that, and they were removed. These are items that we have the ability, because we're trustees, we can do that. And for someone to continue to monitor, remove, and take off our items, it's a slap in the face. Yes, she is the chairperson, but it is the Village of Dalton Board of Trustees meeting. So as long as we have a quorum, we can have a special meeting here. It's a shame that we even had to go through this. If our items was placed on the agenda, we would go through the meeting and continue on and go about our way. But because of someone wanted to be a self-servant and not a public servant, these are the things that we're encountering. It's sad. And yes, she said clickbait. It's a shame that probably from now until she go to jail, we'll be looking at camera people in here. We shouldn't be on TV every first Monday about what's going on in the Village of Dalton. It's embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. But at the same time, the same person creates all this chaos. Are y'all not going to the Thornton meetings? Y'all see the same thing happening over there, and it's not the same people. So who is the common denominator? Who is the person that's really creating the chaos? So when people ask, you have absolutely the right to ask about your money because it's your money. You work hard for it, so you have the ability to ask about it. So when people going out of town, when people paying for stuff, when I'm shaking a hand to make a deal and not running it past the appropriate people that's supposed to approve it, then you should ask and you should hold those people accountable. Have a great day.
All right, is there anybody else?
Yes. Speak.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. July the 13th is Tea with the Trustees, 9:30 a.m., Lester Long Fieldhouse, 147th in Evers. It's just for you to come out and voice your concerns to the trustees, and hopefully we can get an answer for some of the problems that our residents are experiencing. Also, July the 20th is the MS Walk. We're asking everyone to bring someone. Former trustee Ed Steve suffers MS, and we want to come out and show our support for our former trustee. So please, 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 everyone bring a person, bring 2 or 3 or 4. It's just a short walk around the park. We want to show our love and support for former trustee Ed Steve and anyone that suffers MS. Please come out. They have some awesome information that if we can share with others, or we can put on our Facebook page. You put everything else on there. definitely put this MS walk. July the 20th is going to be at Dalton Park. Please, 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 I'm asking everyone to come out and support former trustee Ed Steve. Thank you.
All right, anyone else?
Yes, if I can be recognized.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, I have two updates and then just maybe a comment. One update being for the residents, we do hear your statements about concerns about Open Meetings Act violations of being in this building. The original meeting that the restrictions occurred with metal detectors, limited seating, the board decided that we felt that it was improper and we adjourned that meeting accordingly. Following that meeting, we've made 2 outreaches in April as well as in May through our attorneys to the Attorney General's office. We had not gotten immediate response. However, thankfully, with assistance and persistence through residents as well, Mr. Dan Lee, amongst other residents who have joined in the writing, we've been able to receive a response from the Attorney General's office on June 10th. They responded saying that the matter does determine further investigation and seek a response from the administration. That was June 10th, that where the original letter came. June 28th, last Friday, apparently no response has been given. So a second request has been issued. And that second request is essentially saying that if we do not get a response, they have no choice but to deem this an Open Meetings Act violation. So hopefully there will be a response published for the residents, as we would look forward to that. As the board, we are waiting to get a proper ruling so that we can decide on next steps on that matter. So I wanted to make sure I make that comment because there are residents that ask why one meeting was adjourned and the others were not. We are trying to allow the process to play itself out. Secondly, update on the status, and we know the last meeting was less than pleasurable based on the request. So we do have an update, or I have a update email that was received from the investigation on former Mayor Lightfoot. Has emailed a response that I want to read into record, so that way hopefully this will be much more peaceful. So her statement: we are making consistent progress in addressing the questions the board has asked us to address in its resolution. We have conducted a number of witness interviews, many of which have been very informative and have led to the discovery of other relevant evidence. We have reviewed many lawsuits filed. We have reviewed historic village legislative action, and we have issued scores of FOIA requests to the village of Dalton and elsewhere. As a result of this work, a picture is emerging of the village's finances, the way in which the current executive administration operates, many issues with the police department regarding staffing and operations, and overall how the village form of government does or does not comply with state law, its own ordinances, and long-standing norms regarding the village government. Not surprisingly, there have been obstacles. Chief among them is the village continues to ignore its obligations under FOIA. There is seemingly no identifiable FOIA officer as mandated by state law. Instead, the few communications, if any, are with any anonymous person who refuses to be identified themselves, again, a violation of state law among many issues. This non-compliance with FOIA was expected, and we have a plan to address this and any continuing compliance issues. And while many witnesses have been generous in their willingness to be interviewed, the village mayor's failure to cooperate has a chilling effect on the current employees' willingness to speak or otherwise cooperate. We will continue to work to overcome this problem. While we have made consistent progress, more work needs to be done. We have been very efficient to date in the expenses incurred, and by our estimates, we are well under $20,000 to date. As obligated, we will provide a projection of all costs when we get closer to the $30,000 mark. And as always, we will continue to do our work in a manner that minimizes expenses while diligently following the facts. So that is the statement for the update on this report. I will note one obstacle that had arisen was a request issued by the mayor's office to the attorney general seeking to declare the appointment as unconstitutional. And on June 14th, we received the correspondence from the attorney general. Well, I'll just read the last couple of lines. Therefore, the Public Access Bureau concludes the board did not violate OMA by voting to appoint Mrs. Lightfoot as special investigator on April 8th. This letter serves to close the file, and if you have any further questions, please contact me. So those were two updates we wanted to give because those are questions that residents have asked. So I hope that gives some sense of direction. Similarly, I want to kind of second Mary Avant's statement of just trying to make sure that we express ourselves and do so in a decent and orderly manner. I think for the most part, we've all been, everybody's expressed themselves. The passion is there and it should be there for what's going on. And we also want to make sure we represent ourselves well. So I want to thank everybody for their comments, and by and large, we did well. So thank you. And that concludes my comments.
All right. Is there anybody else? Is it end of general announcements? All right, next on the agenda is, you got something?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I think he liked me sitting over here.
I show up there.
Good evening, residents. I'd like to say, with all respects to the gentleman there, you definitely put something on my mind when you said we need to elevate ourselves. And within hope of 6 trustees and the mayor, we can definitely take that words and wisdom that this young man traveled so far to come let us know we need to elevate ourselves. God help those that help themselves, and that's definitely what we need to do, board and mayor. We need to help ourselves first. We need to get on track. We need to get on track because we have fell off track, so we must get a residence more than what they asked for. And I understand when you had mentioned that the taxes went up. Yeah, the taxes went up all over the Southland area. So we all feeling that pain. And definitely you're supposed to get what you pay for. And I just like to say, yes, last week we did have a meeting out at Thorn Township about the lawn program. If you happen to be a senior that can't cut grass anymore, it's a very vital program to be a part of. I cried out, yes, I want to step down. And the young people, I have a relationship there, and they made it their business. They made it their business to hold me accountable that you can't step down right now because we're going to make this happen. But they will be working with me so I can make my transition, so I can retire there because I can't keep up like I used to. So they're coming real strong. The program is getting stronger, and the contractors definitely can't take the work from the youth because the youth is the hard workers that we do have. And they're going to continue to run that program. It's going to always be a youth program, a senior youth program. So just for the record to understand that out of frustration, it was about moving on to another level. But when the youth come knocking at your door and saying, not right now. So I'm being held accountable by a lot of youth that's out here right now. So if you had any youth that came up in the community of Dalton, you would know from coaching Little League all the way up to now with mentorship. And I do have a couple of young men and women that have left the program as actually top flight managers, supervisors at some of these other offices, such as Amazon. Amazon have took a lot of youth from us right here, and they're moving up to the next level. So grass cutting is like on the second level with some of these individuals because these youngsters are pretty technical right now. So with that being said, yeah, I'll be making that move as soon as I can get away. But right now, I'm going to have to stick around. So definitely, this youth program always needs to stay here for our seniors, whether you had a program or not. For the seniors that's utilizing this program, they know it's a very needed program. And the only way this program can actually run is you have youth. It's a youth program. Take youth to run these programs. So the youth are definitely not being put out a program that they put together. And they're doing a hell of a job doing that. Thank you.
All right, is there anybody else? All right, that ends the general announcement. Next is mayor's report. I know you guys have been waiting on my report, and you know I've been doing amazing things, myself and my staff. We put on a ton of great events for our community, a ton of outreach as it relates to the police outreach program we have. We go door knocking. You see them on bikes. Yes, for our community, a ton of outreach. I know you guys asked one of the police officers, he was riding on a bike, and you said, hey, did they take your car? And he said, no, man, we just riding on the bike. So it engaged conversation, which that's what it was intended to do. So I love the fact that you guys are talking to the police officers and you guys are actually telling them what's going on your block. So I'm thankful for that. A couple other things I would like to say. Make sure you guys stay prayed up. Make sure y'all love on each other. Life is so short. You don't want to regret a moment of your life by being bitter, by being hostile, by just allowing people to get in your positivity as your space. At the end of the day, you go home to your loved ones. Them the ones that care about you, them the ones that uplift you, them the ones that will always bring you through a storm. Don't connect with messy people because misery needs company. And that's what we tend to forget. When people look at us, and especially our residents, you guys are our seniors. So when we look at you as the youth, we look at what will we look forward to. You have to be the example. You cannot just be a person that's just keeping up chaos. We would never follow chaos. The youth look for guidance. The youth look for growth, and the youth look for somebody that they can utilize as a mentor. And I wish that certain people would do that. As relates to safety, safety is my number one priority. I don't care what anybody says on this board or anyone gets to the mic and talk about, because we care about safety. We do whatever we need to do to make sure the residents are safe and that we are safe as well. So if that means we have to have metal detectors, we will do that. And we do that in the sense of making sure when people come in this building, you coming in and everybody will be safe along the way. I hate when trustees sit up here and say that I don't know why we have metal detectors. Everybody know why we have it. If you pay attention to the crowd, like one young lady got up and said at the podium, that everybody is hostile. People are disrespectful. People say all kinds of things in that crowd. I don't sit down there, but I do hear about it. So all I'm saying to you guys is you have to be respectful amongst each other. It's been plenty of times where you all have gotten into it with each other. And it's sad because it's like nobody wants to respect anyone's opinion. And everybody has an opinion. Our job is to listen to it, whether we agree with it or not. And at times people get to the podium and they say their statement. We should be quiet and allow them to speak. When someone's saying something positive, all the negative people or haters, whatever you want to call it, always got to boo or say something bad about it. And that's not cool, you guys, because it should always be more than one opinion, more than one narrative that's given here to our village. Unfortunately, through the media, which I call fake news, they only show one negative, false narrative. It's no facts, no truth to it. People get to the podium and just lie. And it is no truth, but then the news will play the lie on the news. And it's sad because little do they know they're putting people in jeopardy, whether it's board members, whether it's our staff. People do tend to lash out at people that they see. That's another reason why Village Hall was closed down, because people will come in and harass our staff. But no one asks the right questions. You just assume what someone is doing or go with a negative narrative. So I want people to find their heart to figure that out and understand why we're doing what we're doing. Something else I want to address, people cannot get inside our Village Hall due to the fact you got people coming from all over that don't live in our town. People don't live in Dalton, but yet this room is full, and it's not even full of our Dalton residents. People just stood up there and said they was from Washington, D.C. Come on now. Don't live in the state of Illinois, for that matter, the township, nor do they live in the village of Dalton. Also, you have people that make comments. I know at one of our previous meetings that don't live here. They live in a whole nother city, but come to Dalton and say that they live in our town, and they do not. Again, no one fact checks. People just sit there and say whatever it is, and that's not fair, and that's not right, or it's not accurate. So I just wish people would lead with truth and stop just with mess and chaos. We don't like to see chaos. I know people like it, as the young man said from Washington. We are their entertainment. It's for amusement. It is what it is. But people have to want better. And us as a Black race, we have to want better amongst ourselves. It's a shame that we cannot band together, make sure we lead with love and not hate. It's said that we see someone elevating and you guys do not want to see them grow. You want to have that crab in the barrels mentality and pull people down. It's a shame that the youth have to see that. We want to teach them that when they see someone elevate, congratulate, help them grow, help them up the ladder. Don't try to keep them down here where you are just because you don't have access to them no longer. You hate to see them leave or grow. They need growth, guys. So I just want to point that out because, like I said, me today, you tomorrow. As you do my town, I see you guys are scattering the love throughout other cities and municipalities. It will be the same. So I tell people to watch what you pray on other people for, because it will hit your doorstep as well. As it relates to taxes, property taxes, I know that the board keep not telling you the truth about property taxes. I know that I played a video at maybe several meetings ago, and I explained to you who raises your property taxes. The Board of Trustees raise your property taxes every single year. I showed you that, showed you proof, gave you ordinances, and showed you who voted to raise your property taxes. So when you get to the podium and you say, I don't understand why my tax is high, I don't understand why this, and I've showed you the why. The why is this board has raised your property tax over and over again every single year. And then also it's other government bodies that raises your taxes. You have library board, you have the park board, you have the school district. It's other people, but people tend not to go and check out facts. You just listen to what somebody tell you on how government works. And they raise about 4.99%. Sometimes they have raised it higher. I'm gonna send that video out just so everybody get in their emails and do a text blast so you will know what it is. Also would like to say we are doing our parade. It will be June 3rd. June 3rd is our Independence Day parade. And July. I'm sorry, my bad. I got the wrong date on here. But it's July. July 3rd is our parade. It will be starting here at Village Hall, and it will go straight down Greenwood Falls to Sibley. We make a right, and we will end up on Cottage Grove. So if anybody want to partake in that, you want to line up along Greenwood Falls, you can. Line up will start at 11 a.m. and the parade will start at noon. We're going to push it back a little later. We might change it tomorrow, so we'll send an update email and text blast if we do change it to 2 o'clock, because I know some people said they still had to work. Again, this is something that I bought back when I became mayor in 2021. We no longer had the parades for over a decade, and I wanted to make sure I bought back that unity, because that's one reason why we came to Dalton. They used to always do the parades, they used to always have the fireworks show, and I wanted to make sure that people understand what love looks like, because people could tell you they love you, but I come from the show me state, right? Show me you love me. It's putting in the work. I also would like people to know that it will be free music. It'll be music there, free games, free fun, free love, free food. We will also have food vendors there for those that do not live in our town. You will have to pay the vendors. I want people to come out, have a safe gathering, and make sure you bring your loved ones. There's a ton of kids that's normally out there, so it's a lot of fun, but I would like everybody to come and have a peaceful activity for the day, because I know the 4th is Thursday. Some towns are doing things and some are doing it on the weekend. So please come out and join us here in the village of Dalton. Again, it is July 3rd, and the lineup starts at 11 a.m. and the parade will begin at noon. So we're gonna give you an hour to line up. Next, I would like people to know we just did our ribbon cutting for the JB skate night. It was really dope, epic. Everybody came out. It was a lot of youth out there. And when I say the youth came out, the youth had an amazing time. I love the fact to see people with their families and their loved ones. Half of the time they would be at the nightclub or at home. And now they had the time of their life to engage with their kids, which was awesome to me. I even had my kid out there. So people, you should attend the things so you can see for yourself another perspective of what we do here in the village, and not just he say, she say stuff like you're in high school. We're going to play the video, and I just want people to understand I'm happy. Leave me alone, because I am. And I just want you to know, with all the hate, because the hate makes you great, right? But you just got to lead with love and stay positive and keep going. And to my youth, never, never, ever give up. There's going to always be someone that's going to doubt you, come for you, attack you, and not want you to grow. It's part of the process. But at the end of the day, remember, if it's no test, how would you ever have a testimony? So make sure you continue to grow. throughout the controversy, and don't worry about the noise and what anybody got to say about you, because at the end of the day, I keep telling you, you go home to your loved ones. All these people here, all these, you see what they did? This going on. That's just catting. That ain't nothing else but mess. Just keep going. Don't give up. If you look at all the greats before me, whether it's the Malcolm X's, whether it's the different people, you will see the growth in them. You will see that they all went through controversy, but they was the baddest leader.
All right, be
ever.
quiet,
They was
bring
a
it down.
great leader. And I just want you too to know that you could be a great leader as well. And I want the youth to know, hey, don't give up on I call it politics. Don't give up on it. Keep on growing. Start off at your park district, your library board, your school board. Then you can go to the next level, whether it's the village or a city that you live in. But don't give up on it, because it's another way. It's amazing to me that I grew here, as I always say, they flew here. And what I mean by that is I grew up in this school district from Berger Vandenberg to Thorn Ridge. And it amazes me that people don't utilize the people that's here. I am literally the beacon of light for Dalton. I am the one that has made it. I am the one that actually grew up in this town and actually came and governed where I live at, because I care so much about where I'm at. If you think about all the hatred and all the negativity, I told you guys, I only make about $50,000. $50,000 for all this scrutiny that you guys put me under. I make $50K. So that means somebody really got to love what they do for a living. I love what I do, and I want to see Dalton grow. And I think we've been doing an awesome job. And I love the fact that my staff has been on the ground taking care of the business, from getting streets repaved, getting alleys repaved, getting sidewalks done. Back in the day, like I said before, I get a speech all the time. We used to do 50-50, where the resident had to pay 50% and the village paid the other 50. And they said, why would you guys have to pay 50% for something you don't own? That's a public way. But these are the things that I changed when I became the mayor. So I will wish that people will allow me to lead and stop trying to tell me what to do. I am the leader. I am not in their seats any longer. I was in their seats for 8 years. I win every single term that I run for, every single term. The last seat, which is the mayor seat that I just won by 82%, I will win my next term.
All right.
And just stay tuned to that, because this little crowd that comes here and try to keep up mess and kick up dust for clickbait, for the news, or for just to get a moment and say, hey girl, I was on the news. That's so beneath us. You have to grow, guys, and you have to show people that you are growing and that we should be looking to you for direction. We can't look to you for direction because you're so messy. I just want people to see Dalton for what it is. It's a great place to live. All our numbers are coming in really good. We're going to do a financial town hall meeting to the public, so you can see where we are, to all the lies that this board put out against our village. It just saddens my heart, because again, like I said, everybody writes stuff, say stuff, put stuff on camera, put stuff on social media with no facts. And I've been saying that since day one. You got no proof, but you constantly putting it out and putting a negative narrative on our village. And it saddens my heart, because it is the Board of Trustees. I never seen a group of people that was so saddened and harden their heart with hatred that they would bring so much chaos to the town that they govern to. If I look bad, we look bad. So you can try to make whoever look bad all you want, but my community really do love me and appreciate the things that I have about to our town. And I'm gonna keep on growing our village despite the controversy. I have not given up. I'm not gonna give up, and I'm not gonna quit. So you can stop with all that, because I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna keep pushing, because things would not have gotten done or continue to keep getting done if I quit or listen to haters. I just don't. You guys are my motivators. So I thank you for putting me on tables and in rooms that I never would have been in. I appreciate that love. For those that keep saying people going to jail, y'all gonna see who's gonna be going to jail from this board. So stay tuned, because what you think is good for me is damn sure good for you. So thank you so much for listening. We're gonna play the video now so that you can see what we just did with JB Skate Night. Let's go. So this is our outdoor skating rink that everybody seems to hate on, but the community loves. So
You gotta leave, go ahead and leave.
the JB skating rink.
I wanted to show that we could all come out
The JB skating rink, you see, it's amazing to see that view. We had a drone up. You had all the JB skaters out that was doing an awesome job. And as you can see, it's the youth. The youth really care about what goes on in our community. That young man, he's really bad. He's gonna actually start doing skate lessons to our residents. So any resident that would love to do a skate lesson, please come out, join us, check it out.
Partner with me here because she's doing stuff for the people.
And
that
this was
nobody else will do.
a ton of
You ain't seen
people
nothing
out
like
there.
this nowhere else.
That's me, my baby. We out there. This is our ribbon cutting. It was jam packed with people, as you can see. So if you are interested in joining us for the JB Skate, make sure you stay tuned to our website. You can also look on our you can also look on our social medias as well. And that was June 22nd. It was really dope. So thank you for that. Okay, next. Okay, the next one we have is the annual summer bike ride. If you could play that one. Again, this is something else that we do in our community. The annual bike ride. If you guys want to come out, stay fit, stay tuned. We went throughout Dalton. It was really dope as well. We had kids out there, but they couldn't ride the bike though, but they stayed on the lot until we got back. And we went through the town and community came out. When I say they came out in droves. They literally was out on the porch and they had a blast. Yep, go ahead, you play the video. So again, if you guys want to ride bikes or do something, just make sure you come on out. This is what I do as the mayor. I love opportunity and movement amongst and I'm staying shirt on how to ride the bike. So that's us to the town. So we have a longer video as well, but we will post that one so you can kind of see people talking about their experience, talking about what they did here in the village and how they thought it was really dope because it never has been done. People have not ever tried to engage the community. And that's one thing that I'm real big on is community engagement. Whether you see me or not, I know y'all come here just for a board meeting because when y'all don't see me, guess what? Y'all got no traction. So this board meeting to give you a traction for this next week. And we will have more events that I wish everybody would attend. And I'm talking to the fake news in the back. Attend those events and showcase what the village actually do and not all the hate and negativity because everybody don't dislike what we're doing here in the village. Everybody do want to hear and see a different narrative of what's going on in our village. And that's what we showcase here at the board meetings. When you come here during the mayor's report, we always give you a different perspective, whether you want to hear it or not. I thank y'all for standing. I appreciate it. And I thank you for paying attention to me doing my report. Stay tuned because we got a lot of great things to come. And that will end my report. I only had 2 videos. Thank God for you guys, right? Next time I'll make sure I have 5. Yep. All right, that ends my report. Next is village clerk's report. Okay, village clerk.
It's on now. Good evening, everyone. As the board stated, their items are not being put on the agenda as well as my minutes. So unfortunately, I don't have a report because our things are not placed on the regular Board of Trustees meeting, and that's why it's so important to hold special meetings. Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda is village administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor, residents. State revenues have recognized a $24,000 reduction compared to the prior year, with the largest decrease in personal property replacement tax, with a reduction of $64,000. Overall revenue has increased by $119,000 from the prior year due to receiving property taxes in May. And Cook County property tax bills have been released and are due on August 1st, 2024. The village should expect to start seeing the second installment of property taxes in July of 2024. As early as July of 2024. General administration expenditures are lower in fiscal year 2025 because there weren't as many workers' compensation claims paid, as well as the fact that there was not any payments to First Insurance in May, but there was 2 in June. Overall, general fund expenditures have decreased by $455,000 compared to the prior year. And the water fund recognized $284,000 more in expenses compared to May of 2023. Since May of 2023 bill was recorded in June of 2023 in the prior year's financials. The general fund is operating at a $235,000 deficit before any financial sources were used compared to the prior year's operating deficit of $549,971.92. 154th Street resurfacing project. That was a $1.8 million grant that starts at the end of this summer. Rebuild Illinois Motor Fuel Fund Street Resurfacing and Sidewalk Replacement Project starts this month. The Water Main Relocation Project for CDBG started this month and will be completed this month. And then Water Service Line Inventory Projects from the EPA grant started and will be completed this month. Thank you, Mayor. That will end my report.
Okay, next on the agenda is department heads. We have police. Young.
All right, good evening, residents, mayor, all department heads. For the month of June 2024, the police department responded to 2,773 calls of service. In addition to responding to those calls, the following activity was recorded. Parking citations, 655, totaling amount of $85,050. State tickets, 153. Red light camera tickets, 4,813, totaling to an amount of $481,300. Felony arrest, 2. Misdemeanor arrest, 55. Also, the Dalton Police Department is gearing up for the National Night Out in August. August 6th is going to be the first Tuesday of the month. Time is going to be 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. The location is going to be the Just Ice Rink. It's going to be games, food, live band, face painting, and etc. Please come out and also meet your Dalton Police Department staff as well. The 4th of July parade is going to be taking place this 3rd of July. It's going to be starting at the Village Hall right here, 14122 King Drive. Kickoff time is going to be at 12 p.m. Lineup is going to be at 11. Please join us for this. This is going to be the second annual after coming back after 10 years. So please join us this if you can for the festivities. Everything is going to be at 154th to 150th in Cottage Grove, okay? Right across the street from Thorn Ridge. So please, if you're a citizen, if you're not a citizen, please come out and enjoy us and have some fun. That'll be the end of my report.
Okay, thank you, Sergeant Young. Next we have Fire, Chief McGann.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Year to date, the Dalton Fire Department and EMS Services has responded to a total of 2,778 emergency incidents, which include 1,847 are emergency medical incidents and 931 are fire, rescue, hazardous materials, and motor vehicle accident responses, which include a house fire at the 14300 block of Lincoln. Luckily, no one was hurt there, and the guys did a great job and were able to save the property. Also, a motor vehicle accident with extrication, which is utilizing the jaws of life. That occurred at 142nd and Lincoln on June the 24th. And luckily, that individual was able to be taken care of and transported to an area hospital. And lastly, our annual hydrant testing will begin this month after the holidays throughout the village. And the fire department will be working closely with Public Works as well as the water department throughout the duration to make sure the residents are up to speed to when your area, because there are times where you'll be turning on the water and you may see a discoloration. That's because we're flushing the hydrants, making sure they're safe for the residents of the community. That'll end my report. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next, we have water, Ms. Juanita. Okay, next we have housing and building permits, William Moore.
Good evening, Mayor, to our department heads, to our wonderful village residents. Mayor, I just want to say, when done all to stand therefore in the liberty wherefore God has set you free. Because true leaders don't make excuses, they make adjustments. It's unfortunate that some people see the world as they are, not as the world is. So what I want to do is give my report, Mayor, at a high level. I appreciate the opportunity to serve under your leadership. For housing, this month, for the month of June, we had 33 as-is inspections that total $6,955, 17 escrow checks that total $13,500, 18 housing tickets that total $9,100, and 31 vacant property registrations that total $12,100, which gave a grand total of $46,930. For building permits, at a high level, we had 48 building permits that total $24,232, 23 contractor licenses that total $8,404, 10 plumbing permits that total $1,890, 12 inspections that total $2,453.61 for the month of June. Combined departments for the month of June is $84,659.61. Mayor, at this time, that concludes my report. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Next, we have code enforcement, Kim.
Good evening, Mayor, trustees, residents. We wrote 729 tickets totaling $129,653. And that ends my report.
All right, thank you. Next, we have corporate bills, electric warning. Trustee Stanburn.
May the 31st, corporate payments registered $263,794.44. Water fund registered $283,602.57. Federal forfeiture, $6. Sewer fund registered $258.61 for a total corporate payments of $547,661.62. Their motion to accept these bills is read. Motion. Motion.
All right, was you done, Trustee Stanburn? You done? You done?
Motion.
Okay, is there a second? Is there a second to pay the bills?
Well, Andrew said it, but he has to speak into the mic because we can't
Okay.
hear him.
That's all.
Okay. It's been motion and second. Any discussion?
I do have a superseding motion on this. I have one item I wanted to request the removal. So I have a superseding motion to approve the bills as read, removing 3CINS LLC, page 1, $2,887.06. So that would be my superseding motion.
And what is that for?
If we have a second, I'll ask about discussion.
Second.
Okay.
All right, it's been motion second. Any discussion?
Yes,
Go ahead.
that was a great point you asked. We want to know what this payment is for because it says lease payment number 16, but reviewing all of the warrant lists all the way back to May of 2021, this is the first time this company has ever been on the warrant list. So we want to know what it is.
Okay, so if you wanted to know what it is, y'all know the protocol. Why did y'all ask questions
Okay.
as it relate to getting the answer before we get to the board meeting? Once again, we do all this for a show. Got all your answers before. You said that you talked to the village administrator last time and he answered your questions. So I don't
Absolutely. And
see-
when I
okay,
called him, he
hold
told
on,
me
I'm
he
not
was
done. I'm not
unavailable.
done. I'm not done. So you asked the questions and he answered. So you could have did the same thing prior to this meeting instead of here we go grandstanding. Once again, if you're not gonna pay it, you're not gonna pay it. If you wanted to answer about it prior to the meeting, y'all could have did the same thing. So we're gonna move on. Call the roll. It's been motion and second. Call the roll.
Don't we have discussion?
Go ahead, clerk.
I am. Please give me time. Trustee Belcher, you have something, Stan?
Yes. Mayor.
Go ahead.
Hey, Keith Freeman, is it possibility that we could get the knowledge on what this is about? Do you have any notice on that?
So, do you have an answer now? Okay,
Okay, so we can get
they
something
don't-
later then?
Yeah, well, Finance department is not here. So that's why I said, why didn't she ask the questions prior to like she did before? So she normally do it before, but why didn't she? So of course we would know right now to tell y'all what it is. So that's why we said, okay. All right, here we go. Call the roll.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes. Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay. All right. All right, Trustee Brown, let's move forward. Go ahead. Is there a motion to pay the AP warrant list?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Did she go back over there? Yeah. July the 1st, 2024, corporate payments, $1,634,252.33. Gross payroll, June the 14th, 2024, $427,744.27. Gross payroll for 6/28/2024, $435,613.71. Melanie Fitness registered $1,244.32 for total corporate payments of $2,498,854.63. Their motion to accept is read.
All right, is there a second? It's been a motion, a second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mayor, I have another superseding motion.
Okay.
This will be approving the bills as read with the following removals. These are the same individuals that were removed in the previous month, so this is nothing new, just a matter of record. So approving the bills as read, removing page 5, Delgado Law Group, $119,620.81. Page 5, existing concrete, $14,123.03. Page 6, 5 Star, $122,325. Page 7, John's Pro Trees, $155,000 even. Page 8, K&M Ventures, $183,950. Page 8, Lopez Lawn Maintenance, $10,050. Page 9, Mosca Design, $65,700. Page 11, Raoul and Sons, $181,950. And page 13, White Coat Pool Solutions, $34,788.58. My motion is to approve the bills with the following items removed.
Second.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
On this page where enterprise fleets, I know that the gentleman has stated that the payments were delinquent, and I asked for a copy of the leases. We approved this in September 7th of 2021. Based on because I went back to look at the YouTube, we approved to trade out the vehicles. The vehicles that we have, because we currently had at that time 46 vehicles. You guys have bought 30 new vehicles, which totaled $1,105,000 and some change. My question to that was, and I asked I don't know what Devontae's title is at this point, but I asked in reference to did we turn in some vehicles? Because when I looked at the meeting, it said based on we were going to be turning in vehicles for the lease for the fleets. None of per the guy, Christopher Fry, who emailed me back, said that none of the vehicles was turned in. So if we didn't turn in any vehicles and we purchased 28 new vehicles, because that's what the exact total is, 28 new vehicles, where are those old vehicles?
So why don't you think we have the old vehicles?
You said what?
I said, why you don't think we have the old vehicles?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked me that. I was asking a question, but the reason I'm asking that is because historically, if you're selling anything, it should go through the board, because in 2021, you put that you were selling some stuff in the basement and you bought it in front of us and said, this stuff is a surplus, you know, that we have to go in front of the body to sell stuff. But y'all been selling these cars on govdeals.org and it hasn't came across the board.
First of all, we didn't sell anything from out of the
A
basement.
lie. I got it. Her name is
We did
Molly.
not sell anything from out of the basement. When you guys said you did not
I
want to
didn't say-
clean, hold on, you did. When you
I
guys said you did not want to clean Village Hall, that's right when I got in office, all that trash, all that junk, whether it was couches, furniture, is still down there now. So we did not. As relates to
conversation-
vehicles,
Go
as it
ahead.
relates to vehicles, that would be Keith Freeman question, because he the one handles the vehicles, as you know this already. But no, but you know all this already. So when we get to the, hold on. So when we get to the board meeting, I don't understand why we grandstand. You said, and I quote, I spoke to Keith Freeman. So if you guys have that type of rapport, why don't you do that before you get here instead of putting on a show? And you would have got your answer instead of putting on a show once again. Why do you think
Okay, so.
Let them talk it out.
So let me say this, because I think that for one, you never addressed the fact that it was supposed to go through the board. However, you just wanted to spend it. Two, I did speak to Keith Freeman. Keith, when I called you about what?
I think that's a.
When I called you,
Wait,
what did I
hold
call you
up, hold
about?
up, stop. Before you start with the whole stuttering thing, just relax. Everybody relax.
Hold on, shh. Hold on.
Here we go. I'm very respectful for everybody. Let's be respectful.
All right,
guys,
citizens,
you're out of
citizens,
order.
be quiet, let them talk.
I think the first thing is that if you did have a question, I think the best thing to do, because you know I would have answered the question, is if you called me. I think I would have answered the question. If I couldn't answer the question, at least I would have been able to tell you I can't answer the question. Second thing is all fleet. Every single vehicle that's in our fleet is being managed by the police department. They have a spreadsheet. And I would have been able to tell you which vehicles have been swapped out and which ones weren't. The other thing is, the last part is to answer all of your questions is that if you and I had a conversation with Chris Fry, then maybe we would have been able to get to the bottom of it. And as opposed to answering it right now, and it's a loaded question and I have nothing in front of me to answer it. One more thing too. I think this is really, really important. And this deal, this enterprise deal, was done prior to me being here.
Correct.
It was a Dorothy Brown deal.
That's correct.
So if I don't have the contract in front of me and the contract doesn't say, hey, listen, maybe these particular vehicles are being swapped out, this VIN number, this VIN number, this VIN number, swapped out for this amount, then I can't tell you that. So I agree that it's a valid question. But what I think is a better way of communicating with me and probably everybody else, so we don't get all the ahs and ohs, is maybe you can contact me and maybe we can continue the relationship that we have of communicating prior to us getting here. That would have been respectful, so we wouldn't just be put on the hook like this.
That's true. And you
Thank
know
you.
what,
I
and I definitely appreciate that. But as our conversation went, when I asked about why our agenda items wasn't on there, and he said, well, you know, then that conversation when the mayor was not available, it should have been that somebody would have got back to us. So I'm not trying to put you on the hook for anything. She the one said, talk to you about it. I know exactly when it took place. Dorothy Brown was here. The lease was signed October 15th. I don't need you, me, and Chris Fry on there. What my conversation was to you about, or to the board or whoever is running the day-to-day operations, is that if these are something that, not even the cars, the fact that selling anything that's a surplus goes in front of the board of trustees. Am I not right?
You're right about that, but
Okay.
we didn't have a conversation about that on the phone.
That's
you didn't
true.
mention that on the phone. What you mentioned to me was that you would like to place on the agenda a discussion item. You didn't say, and I quote, I want to discuss this prior to me putting it on the agenda. That's one. The second thing is that part of that agreement may say that you are swapping out whatever those vehicles are. And I can't have an intelligent conversation with you about that if it's not in front of me. I think to be helpful to one another, so I can be prepared, so that the mayor can be prepared, and everyone in our administration can be prepared, it would have been better served for us to have that conversation prior to now.
That's fine. Take the cars out. The issue is anything that goes as a surplus that's being sold by the Village of Dalton, does it go in front of the Board of Trustees? Yes or no?
Yes. Now, can
Okay.
I ask you a question? May I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Do you have a copy of the contract with Enterprise in front of you that says that, hey, listen, these are a list of vehicles that could be swapped out that was already prior approved for the board?
Absolutely. You know I do.
That's
And
good.
I got the email that says, hi, Kiana, attached is the current active lease schedules as well as the list in the Excel of current vehicles on the lease with Enterprise. I don't see where we ever received a vehicle to sell on your behalf or to trade in. Also, I've attached a master lease agreement in case that you need it for a reference. I'll work on pulling all of the invoices. Please let me know about payment.
So you answered the question yourself.
No.
The question, listen, no,
that's not the
listen,
question.
listen, wait, hold on.
That's not the question.
No, no, no.
Because I have a separate list of an
You're not
Excel
even
sheet
listening to
of
what I'm
cars
saying.
that been sold.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if you guys already have a master list of the vehicles that are supposed to be sold.
It's not you guys, Kiana does.
Kiana, okay. Trustee Belcher, if you have a master list of the vehicles that are always supposed to be sold, then you already agreed to it as a board.
No.
And without,
This is the list of cars that we purchased, not to be sold.
that's what I asked. That's the question that.
This is the list of
No,
cars
no,
that
no.
we purchased.
You missed the question.
Okay, guys. So you do know
The
this is
end
on
all was, if they're selling anything, it should go
So you
in
know
front
you
of the
got to sign.
board. Excuse me?
You know this is on the agenda item, so I guess we're not gonna discuss it no longer after y'all get done.
I mean, as long you keep putting fire mic on there, so as many times as we can put it on there, we can.
No, what I'm saying is you're discussing it now. We're in the middle of bills. That's an
And
item
this is
to
a
be
and
discussed.
this is a financial
Okay.
issue.
And that's fine, but I'm saying it's on the agenda for discussion. So
And
why
this
would
is
we
a
not?
financial issue.
You won't listen. Forget it. All right, Keith, that's enough. All right, what else? Anything else? That's it. We done with it.
I do have one comment if I.
Go ahead.
I just want to, and this is more a matter of record because I heard the firefighter make mention about the bills not being paid or that the board were not responding. On this warrant list, I'm looking at the Dalton Professional Firefighters, 6 payments, one from an April 5th payday, one from May 17th payday, one from December 29th, 23 payday, one from April 19th payday, one from May 31st, and one from 6/14, totaling $5,980. That is included on this list. It's included for payment, but I want to make sure that the hardworking firemen know that the board is just seeing this for the first time, and we're glad to approve these items when they are presented. Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
When we discuss bills, and this is mainly just so we're clear for the residents. The point is that there's a mismanagement of money and they're not prioritizing the spending. That's the entire part. That's the hassle for us, because as residents, our goal is to make sure that when you all call, you all have these services. But if they continue to mismanage the money, when they're sitting in first class seats, but they can't fix the streets, that's a problem. So we have an issue where even when we talk about the leases, the issue of the leases coming up is the fact that, yes, we did as a board vote on the Enterprise contract because we did feel as if it was necessary to have newer cars for our employees. However, when you have $1 million in leases that we did not approve, the issue is that we cannot afford it. Let's take the Tahoes back with all of that interest and pay the firefighters what is due to them moving forward. There are other ways to spend this money. We're not prioritizing. Everything is a party. There's nothing to celebrate when you have employees that are not being taken care of the right way, when they're not being compensated properly. So again, these things are not being brought in front of the board. And what happens is we're going broke, and we continue to say this, and this is a big issue. So again, I'm going to say there's a lack of transparency. We know that there's a lot of things that's going on that we don't even know about, such as with the credit card statements. They continue to refuse to give us those. They increased that credit card limit from $20,000 a month to $50,000 a month. And every month it's replenishing and things are being spent every month. And of course, it's unbeknownst to the board. So again, residents, these are issues. These are the reasons why you see us have this back and forth, because you all need to know how the money is being spent. I heard her make a comment regarding taxes. It's unbelievable to me that you sit here and tell a resident that we're the reason why their taxes are increasing, when we all know that you don't follow a budget. So common sense tells us all, anybody who have a household, that when you don't follow a budget, you cause a deficit. Any money that's not approved for, so that $1 million skating rink that wasn't approved for, guess what? The taxpayers have to pay for it somehow. So whether the board approved it or not, we are all still paying for it, because again, with a deficit, anytime there's overspending, that difference is on the backs of the taxpayers. So despite the things that are going on in the south suburbs in general, you have a leader who continues to spend, and that's the reason why taxes are increasing, because they cannot follow a budget to save their lives. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
One thing to add to that. It's a shame when we make bills and we don't pay our bills. If you look at those beautiful signs down Sibley, we still owe $65,000, $65,700 as of today's date. These people are looking for their money. Their money. We can't continue to do reckless spending when we already owe so many vendors. It's sad that we constantly keep making bills on top of bills that we are not paying. The email is here. So again, when you say it's a lie, it's fake news, it's right here in black and white. I spoke to them Friday. They want their money. And who can blame them? But come down Sibley, as I told them, and you can see all your beautiful banners hung on Sibley. But today's date, they have not been paid. It's a shame that we cannot pay the vendors. And we sit here and say, it's a lie, it's a lie. It's no lie. It's the truth. We're not paying our bills. So let's stop making bills until we pay the bills that we have already made. Thank you.
Okay. So in the end, everybody made their little victory speech. Hey, great. But the truth is, you guys don't pay people because you pull them off the warrant list. The residents are not slow. They see what's going on. You saying pay the vendors, they did the work. But yet y'all just took a ton of people off from getting paid. They did the work, right? Then pay them, approve it. But y'all won't do it. But everybody give a speech about, hey, we're not paying people. That's because the board chooses not to pay certain people. You take certain people off. That's called targeting. And I get it, because you guys want to control the narrative of everything, but you're the one creating all the chaos and all the misunderstanding. Because once again, I've stated before, if you really wanted answers, you would call. I always say call me, none of y'all call me. And you would come and sit down and talk about whatever you feel you don't like, don't understand. But you guys don't do that. It's all about a show for everybody now. And that's what's so sad. So then when we get out here, we got to try to lie to the public about whatever's going on. Just like how y'all talking about the firemen and they came up. Of course, you know, I'm going to get to the bottom of whatever it is. I'm going to do a whole video about it. Because just because somebody say something, don't make it true. Don't make it factual until you fact check it. How you know what's true? And then you guys just allowing everybody name about people taking things. No one's taking anything. For what? For what? So all I'm saying to y'all is like, come on, man. Get some clarity to the why. And want to help community. You guys on this board for 4 years and I see y'all do nothing at all, but keep up chaos and mess and confusion. That's it. You guys are supposed to do what? Legislate. Y'all don't even do that. But y'all go have y'all little secret squirrel meetings and y'all put whatever y'all want for y'all agenda on the agenda. And then y'all come to the actual board meeting and cry about what y'all feel y'all can't do, but y'all go to the other meeting and do what y'all want to do. Don't make no sense. The residents not slow. They see this. And all I'm saying to y'all is like, talk before you get to the board meeting. Have conversations about something that's on the agenda before you get to the board meeting. So everybody will be prepared. Because when y'all ask the question, half the time they don't have it in front of them. But y'all job is to try to make people look like they're doing something that they're not. Then when they give you the answer, you don't come back and clear it up. Just like the news don't. When they make a mistake, they just leave a mistake out there about whatever they said about a person. It's the same thing. But we can do better if we want better. But y'all don't want better. Y'all want to keep confusion up and chaos. And I'm tired of it. Y'all got to want to show the public that we can work together. We, us, had a board meeting. Think about it. We only see each other once a month. That's it. Once a month we see y'all. I don't see y'all at the grocery store. I don't see y'all at the gas station, at
'Cause you don't-
Walgreens. Hold on. I'm not done. I don't see y'all nowhere in the city that you
Not a back and
so-called
forth.
supposed to live in.
It's not a back and forth.
Wow.
Don't. So all I'm saying to you guys is y'all gotta
Wow.
really want more than just creating a whole negative narrative every single time it's a board meeting. And that's why I normally don't give this any attention or time at this
Lord
moment. I
have
go let y'all vote because you guys already got your mind made up. It's my Open Meetings Act. How y'all voting the same? That means y'all met, talked about it, came up with a plan, came here, y'all all vote together. No matter what we say, even if we answer the question, you still vote against whatever we gave you the answer to. So it can't just be your way. It can't just be y'all right and we wrong. It don't work that way. We give you the facts, we give you the truth, and you guys still keep the turmoil going. We got to say enough is enough and we got to move forward. And I get it, it's election time. Everybody got a voice. Everybody want to say something. When y'all could have been doing more work together, us together, before we got to this point. Because in 2 months, everybody up, right? Everybody up. And that's all it's about. It's all about attention. It's all about clickbait. It's all about, look at me, look what we doing. That's it. When y'all ain't really been doing nothing. And then y'all fight.
Mayor.
Y'all go around the fact that you guys raise taxes. No matter how y'all try to sugarcoat that. The board raised your taxes. I don't care what they say. They raise your taxes. But yet they want to say stuff about a budget. When we give you a budget, you don't pass it. When we give you a budget and we go get the money and bring it back, grant money. The lawyer had to tell y'all to put the grant money back in the budget. We wouldn't even be able to receive the money. But I don't see nobody else bringing funds into our community but me, the mayor.
That's your job.
But yet, it's my job. Oh, okay. It's my job to go get the money. But yeah, y'all want to tell me what to do. It don't work like
That's
that.
our job.
I ran to lead. I didn't run to follow y'all. I don't follow people that ain't got no vision and nowhere to go. And I don't sit at tables where we do all this catting and talking about each other. I don't do that, but y'all do. So what I'm saying to you guys is if we went and got funds for our community, to help our community and grow our community, we supposed to work together on what we're going to do next, not fight against somebody's vision because y'all don't have a vision. That's the sad part about it. I give you a vision. I give you what we're going to do next, but yet nobody wants to work together.
Mayor.
I'm done with it.
Okay, Mayor, can I ask, Mayor, I just have a question because you made that wonderful statement. I actually have
Well, I
two
don't have
questions.
any
Okay,
more
if you
answers for
say that we meet once a month, and every time, I've said this before, it don't never really go bad till we get to finance. Why is the finance person not here? Why is the person that cut the checks not here? Why isn't the CPA's office not here? That would solve a lot of things. Since you're talking about nobody calls you, nobody called Keith or whatever. You just said it out your mouth. We meet once a month. I mean, as much money as all these people, we just approved $43,000 for the CPA. The other person that's doing payroll stuff make almost $90,000. They can't afford one meeting a month to come and give us an explanation. And then you steady saying, yes, you went and got the money. I done asked for I don't know how many months. Where is it at? We waiting to see some type of receipt of a deposit, some type of something to say we got. Well, we seen that we had it, but it hasn't hit the Village of Dalton. So when you sat there and did all of that, nobody wants to go back and forth, but you can never give an answer, a definite answer. Have we received $6.8 million? Okay. Why is the finance person? Last month, I asked the same thing. Why the finance person not here? No answer. It's Monday again. The finance, what is Monday her off days? Well, maybe we should change the meeting. I don't know. But it don't make no sense that we have to keep doing this. It makes no sense at all.
Okay.
All right.
I got one more comment.
Okay, after you, that's the end of discussion. We're gonna move on a vote so we can get through this agenda.
Just to follow up on Trustee Belcher's point, after last meeting, I did email the CPA and ask them to be present or in attendance. They responded saying that they were willing. They were actually here in the parking lot and were not allowed into the building. Thank you.
All right, is that it? All right, call the roll.
She be tricking us.
All right, call the roll.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
No.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes.
No.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay. All right, next on the agenda is new business. Motion to terminate contract of Odison, Sturk, Murphy, Frazier, and McGrath, LTD as legislative counsel. I put this on the agenda every single time because you guys know, like I know, the person that's basically their puppet master is Odison, Bert Odison. Right now, he are creating chaos amongst our community. He has our community divided. What he do is go into communities and divide and conquer, especially the Black and brown communities. I've been saying this over and over again, and he's on the money grab. Every single time they ask me to go into closed session to give the lawyer cases. How dare him ask us to give him cases when he's suing the village? So you have to take it for what it is. That is what Odison is doing, but he wants us to give him all of the cases for the village of Dalton. We're not going to do that. At the end of the day, my level of power is I am the one that say he can have cases or not. And the answer is no. So I will not be bullied. I will not be manipulated into doing anything by this board of trustees as it relates to Bert Odison's group. And then also, he need to stop with the back and forth with the board of trustees. They keep him on, and I don't understand why. If somebody's not getting paid, you should ask your question. You should ask yourself this question. If a person's not getting paid, why are they still where they are? You saw the main attorney, which is Delgado Law Firm, stop because he was not getting paid. But yet their attorneys
Right there, boss
come
man.
in and muscle everybody and say, hey, you know what? We want all the cases. Even though we suing you, meaning the village of Dalton, we suing y'all, but we want to represent all the cases for the village of Dalton. He does not represent the village of Dalton. I repeat, he does not represent the village of Dalton, and he will not get any cases from the village of Dalton. So for him or anybody to think that the board has the power to give him cases, they do not. I repeat, they do not, will not, cannot. So I keep telling y'all this. I keep stating the facts to y'all. I'm telling y'all what's going on as it relates to that law firm that keep on doing all the mess in our village, and I'm tired of it. And if you go and pay attention to any other village that he's in, it's the same turmoil, because that's what he do. He create chaos, division, and he tried to go and run people because he cannot run that form of government, whether it's the mayor or the board. If he's not with one or the other, he goes after them and sit here and try to create this false narrative and have them clashing against each other. So that is my statement for the record as it relates to Bert Otis. Next on the agenda is override of mayor veto issued on June 3rd, 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve the override of mayor veto issue.
Second.
All right, there's been a motion and second. Colorado. It's a veto.
Okay.
It's a veto.
Alrighty. Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes. Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Motion passed to override mayor veto.
Okay, so just so people are aware of what the veto is or was, it was to allow trustee Jason House to be the mayor pro tem every single time. For whatever reason, it don't make no sense, but that's what it was for. But here's the law, just so you understand why the veto is, and no matter if you overturn it or not, this is still the law. It still would work whether they overturn it or not. So they cannot overturn a veto as it relates to mayor pro tem, even though they did. They can do that because they're gonna vote on it, right? But what I'm saying to you is the law. It is unconstitutional because it basically messes with the powers of the mayor's office. So the powers of the mayor's office is I am the one that does the appointments for those that don't understand what goes on. So I just wanted you to understand the why for what it is they just did and what they just overturned, okay? All right. Next on the agenda, is there a motion to adjourn this meeting so we can go into the next meeting? Is there a motion to adjourn? Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a motion and second? Call the roll.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
This meeting adjourned at 8:58 p.m.
All right, next I would like to call an order special board meeting of the trustees. Today is July 1st, 2024, and the time is 8:57 p.m. Please call the roll.
8:58.
Whatever it is. Call the roll.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Stan Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
This is a roll call, right?
Yeah, here. I'm sorry. Here. I'm here. The wrong one in the first seat.
Trustee Holmes. Trustee Belcher. Norwood.
Present.
We have a quorum.
All right, did anybody else sign up for public comment? Okay. Nobody? Okay.
Whew.
All right.
So, I was hoping that I would not see less fighting and more cooperation, but I guess hope springs eternal, right? I guess is this on? Y'all hear me okay? Okay, so for the record, my name is Armando Grundy Gomez, and as the mayor so duly noted and where I came from, I guess I didn't actually fly here, I drove here, but I didn't, but wow, I really don't want to make this into a back and forth about who was. I do want to give shout out to Mr. Steve, your former trustee. I do think it's interesting that we all still can't come together, but I do love the brilliance of when people that are quasi-literate and try to say they understand the law. I'm going to trust a lawyer before I trust somebody that understands the law. Mr. Delgado, man, you should be looking a little uncomfortable. I don't know if that's gas or something going there, but you might want to try something for that. But listen, we all need to really do. I'm being facetious in my jokes there. That's not cool. So I really know it's not really cool because we all need to be grown-ups. And I'm not seeing grown-ups there. But I do want to say something as somebody that likes public administration. And when I see an administrator who should be apolitical in their role, but wants to say somebody is stuttering, that's interesting. That's really rich. When you want to attack a woman, you're a big old bully. And so I like bullies, and I think you're a bully. And so you're sitting next to a bully, so your leader's a bully. And so you like to bully women. Interesting. How rich of you. How convenient of you. So somebody asks you a question about something you should already have knowledge of, but you can't answer a question about the facts or what they are. So leaders should be leaders and should answer questions and not say, I want to just bully on a woman. So interesting. So we got a lot of bullies in the room and somebody projected too much. So yeah, I said it. So there we go. And I'm yawning too because I'm tired of hearing you. So there you go. Goodbye.
You know what? I'm back again. Okay, we did our shit show. And you all were hard-headed. Do me a favor. You're going to hear the same lies over and over. The same answers. You're not going to get anything new with all the cat calls. So this meeting is our trustees meeting. Can we give them the respect? Because you don't care about that other bullshit anyway. Now we got Delgado. He unasked that fee, did he not? We want the rest of his firm to unask it too, because you are the idiot that sat at the township meeting looking the same way you do now. And when folks want to quote the law to me, bring a lawyer, a real lawyer with a law book, because that bullshit she's spouting don't mean shit. She sits here and tells us what her job is and what their job is, but she disregards their job. She won't let them do it. So don't quote the law to me when it works for you. Quote the law to me when it works for everybody.
So I was a little upset and frazzled earlier. I'm just going to be very specific. First of all, I want to give kudos to your staff. Everybody finally seemed to have gained a mind of their own for the most part. And the respect that's given is the respect that's reciprocated. We could have been here a long time ago. Definitely shocked and proud to see Brother Stan Brown, because I was ashamed to be a Brown, but it seems like you're finally catching up. And literally, I think that what the people are asking for is not unreasonable. And it is really interesting to see somebody sitting in the people's business speaking about not being prepared to answer questions of an elected official. And to think that they can do that with an attitude or sass or zestiness is a little disrespectful. And so I would encourage Mr. Freeman to make sure that the next time you come, you do like Kiana and just bring all your damn files. And then the last thing that I'm gonna say is I didn't notice that my good fellow advocate Andrew Holmes is in the building. And that's why literally I wish that I would have looked up before I read the statement, because as it relates to you, you're the reason that I'm here. And you're the reason that everybody is going through what they're going through as it relates to an advocate, because you're supposed to be one. But you've been accused of something that's very shameful. And the least you could have done is given us a very basic and comprehensive statement, literally giving sympathy and understanding to a survivor, be it that you felt that it was true or not, and you could have at least declared your innocence, which noted you haven't done. And so I'm simply asking you right now, because me sitting here looking at your face, I'm utterly disgusted. Because how dare you take your ass back outside and stand with any family when there's a woman with a child that's waiting on a response from you, literally as an elected official and as an advocate about what you did. Was it consensual? Was it not? Did you rape that woman? Did you put something in her drink? And damn it, you gonna answer, and you gonna answer me. Promise you that.
Mayor, may I re-recognize? You know, I'm gonna.
Hey, out of order, you out of order, you out of order, hey. See? Get back. Jay.